Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 5 Minutes of Math. This is Mr. Lunsford, and I am glad you joined me this evening. Tonight's homework is for the evening of March 14th, 2018, and we're looking at surface area, but not lateral surface area. And I'll explain what I mean in a second. Let's get started. I want to let you all know that I am back. I'm better. I don't know what I caught. I don't recommend it. It was terrible. As a matter of fact, the way I felt is best summed up in this particular picture. I don't know what that was. I'm back though. So let's go ahead and knock these 4 problems out, all right? So starting with number 1. We're looking at a rectangular prism, and we have here length, width, and height. And the topic tonight is surface area. Now, I know we've skipped about a week, but when I go back and fill in the blanks, all of this is going to make sense. So I'm just going to jump into the problem. The formula here is 2 times length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. So here we have 3 as our length, 5 as our width, 4 is our height, and our units are yards. And I'm starting again with the formula, and here's where I start filling in things. 2 times 3 times 5 plus 2 times 3 times 4 plus 2 times 5 times 4. And as long as we keep everything consistent, we will come out with the right answer. When we simplify this, it becomes 2 times 15 plus 2 times 12 plus 2 times 20. Then we have 30 plus 24 plus 40. And our answer here is 94 yards squared. All right, 94 yards squared. Moving on to number 2. With a triangular prism, the prisms are a matter of adding all of the faces together. So in a triangular prism, we have 2 right triangles and 3 rectangles. And that's what we're adding together. Here we have our measurements. Here's our base. Here's our height, 6. Here's our length, 7. Here's our side, 10, and our units are inches. Now don't get side confused with base or height, all right? Those are different measurements. So make sure that when you're working through the formula, you keep your measurements separate and you keep track of where you're putting everything. I know a lot of my students enjoy putting things into the calculator and just coming up with the answer on the screen. If you try to do this in your head, 9 times out of 10, you will get mixed up. All right, moving on into our surface area formula. Base times height plus length times side plus length times base plus length times height. And our surface area here, 8 times 6 plus 7 times 10 plus 7 times 8 plus 7 times 6. And 48 plus 70 plus 56 plus 42. Our surface area here is 216 inches squared. All right, so once you add up 48, 70, 56, and 42, you get 216 inches squared. And moving on. Number 3, we have a cylinder here with the diameter given. And whenever you have a diameter, that means you have to divide by 2 in order to have your radius. So starting off here, the diameter we're given in the problem is 8, but we know that 8 divided by 2 is 4. That's our radius. Our height in the problem is 9.4. Units are meters, and for pi, I'm using 3.1415. In class, remember, it will just be 3.14. I'll never ask you to do more than 2 places. But the book, we need 4 places. That's just how it works. So, going into our problem, surface area here is 2 times pi times radius times height plus 2 times pi times radius squared. Now we fill this in. 2 times pi times 4 times 9.4 plus 2 times pi times 42. We simplify this. 2 times pi times 37.6 plus 2 times pi times 16. Simplify again. 2 times 118.12 plus 2 times 50.26. Simplify that again. 236.24 plus 100.53. And we have our final answer here. Our surface area is 336.77 meters squared. That's it for this particular problem. Number 4 is another cylinder. Even though it's on its side in the picture in the book, It's the same set of principles and the same formula. So here our radius this time is 16, our height is 25. Pi, again, we're using 3.1415 and the units are yards. So our surface area here is 2 times pi times radius times height plus 2 times pi times radius squared. Now, the second line here is 2 times pi times 16 times 25 plus 2 times pi. That should say 16 squared. For some reason that square, that 2 should have been superscript. I don't know why it showed up as 162. It should be 16 squared right there. The next line here, 2 times pi times 400 plus 2 times pi times 256. That is actually 256. And now our surface area is 2 times 1256.6 plus 2 times 804.22. 2513.2 plus 1608.45. So our surface area ends up being 4121.65 yards squared. These problems are a matter of figuring out what you want, what numbers to assign to what pieces of your formula, and then following that formula all the way through. And as long as you're careful, you should not have a problem. Okay, one more thing I didn't mention. We do not need to know lateral surface area. Lateral surface area is a subset of understanding surface area, and it's the perimeter of a base times the height. We don't need it, and if we do, I will definitely come back and talk about it. And I know the problems I asked you all for lateral surface area answers. You don't need to worry about that unless you just want to. So if you do it, it's extra credit. I have no problem with that. The other thing I wanted to say, we had a student to move. Nakaya, we're going to miss you. All right? So you keep being a great mathematician. She's awesome, y'all. Don't tell her I said that, though. All right. Y'all take care. And remember, math is not just about numbers. It's all about the relationships that surround us every single day. Y'all have a good one.